Hey everybody, it's your boy AC. I want to talk about something that I'm going through right now. I'm hoping that if anybody see this video, will send me a message of or a link to their video about them having the same problem that I have. Um, I am going through a situation with my underarms and my groin. I don't know how to say the word. So I am going to put the word down in my description, and you can see what I'm talking about. And I know a lot of people probably know what I'm talking about. Once I show them, they'll probably know the situation and the thing that the problem that I'm going through right now. Um, I'm dealing with three abscess. One on my right, one on my left underarm, and one on my groin. I'm dealing with the left side is worse than the groin in my right side. So I will show you my underarms, but I'm not showing you my groin. So keep this rated PG or rated PG 13. Um, Now I can show you the things that I'm using, like the dressings and things that I use, hoping that people probably went through the same thing, probably had the same surgery I'm about to go through. It's called de-roofing, and I'm hoping what kind of de-roofing people have gone through. Have they gone through plastic surgery, or they have gone through their dermatologist, or how long did it take to heal? Did it heal properly? Because my dermatologist told me, she said that if I do not keep my arms rotating, my underarms will heal up and I won't be able to lift my underarms over my head. So I had to keep on rotating my arm. Um, I never had the plastic surgery because I wanted to go to sleep. I don't like being cut open while I'm awake. Especially they said they're gonna give me, they're gonna numb me, but I don't like needles. And I saw how they cut me open the first time in an emergency room and how all that stuff just came the hell out. Um, but the right arm is not bad, so I can show you that right now. My right arm is not that bad. I do have a problem over here, which is a tunnel that's a hole. For some reason, it bust right open. I didn't even know that it popped. It actually popped. Now, I didn't even know. Now, that's leaking now. So now I have a hole right here that popped open for some reason, and I never knew that happened. Now, this right here has a hole right here in my arm, but now I understand maybe this is not leaking anymore. Now I have this hole over here, and this is leaking. This just baffles me how these things just, how my body is just doing crazy shit. But I have the hole right here. You probably can't really see it because I hate my damn phone. It doesn't really have good lighting in here, but they have hair on my arm too, so I can't cut this hair until after I have them. Well, they're gonna do it for me. They're gonna cut my hair off when they do the de-roofing, but I have a hole right here which is leaking right now. So I have two holes right now that's leaking. I have right here in my right arm, and I have a hole over here in my arm that I just discovered just now that I have a hole in my arm that's leaking, but it's not leaking that bad. So I don't know if it leaks at night, and this is the reason why my band-aids are all messed up and wet and moist. It is but I was never having a problem with my right side. I was having a problem with my left, but now I'm having more of an issue with my right arm, even though it doesn't hurt. I can put a band-aid on it. The only thing about the band-aid, if I put a band-aid on it, it won't stay on it long. For some reason, it'll come right off. But these new band-aids I got, they stay on my arm. But the only problem with these band-aids, they hold onto my arm really tight. And they cause me to have like, I say like bruises. Especially on my left side, it pushes up against the abscess, and it pushes it so hard it forces it to bleed, and now it's bleeding, and it's bleeding. So it's mind-boggling that I was going through pus. I had a little bit of yellow in it, then it went clear. Now it's bleeding. It bled before, it didn't bleed that bad. Now it's bleeding much worse, and I don't know if it's because it's healing. Because it said once it starts bleeding, it heals, but I don't know. I asked my doctor. They saying that they don't know. They'll find out once they go in, and I'm like, wow, I've been dealing with like almost 3 months, and like I said, it wasn't irritating me at first when I first had it on my right arm. It was painful, but it wasn't too bad. And then I thought it was healing because it stopped leaking, but now it's starting to leak again. Um, this side, oh, this is painful. This is my left side. See, it's leaking again, and it's leaking blood. So this side won't stop leaking. It leaks every day. Uh, and look, it's leaking again. I've been wiping it off, and it's still been leaks. Still leaks. Um, I got a little small like cut. It's like a razor cut. This is the reason why I say when you get them small razor cuts, you know how the razor cuts when it start bleeding, it won't stop bleeding. Even if you put your finger on it and you try to clot it, and it keeps on bleeding. This is what I have in my arm. I have a little cut, but it's a hole, but it reminds me of a razor cut. And I gotta keep on wiping my arm off. Sorry about that. And I know I got a lot of hair on my arm, and I'm hoping I don't get an ingrown hair. Whew, if I get an ingrown hair, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I get one of them Jones. Because this is the reason why I probably got this anyway from an ingrown hair. And all these hair on my underarm, I gotta wait for them to shave it because I'm not touching it. I'm not shaving my underarms anymore until they shave it and when they do the de-roofing. But you can see the swelling right here. I have a lot of swelling right here, swelling over here. You can see a lot of tape that I had on my arms, like it ripped my skin apart. So my skin on my underarms are really, really nasty from all the tape and band-aids I had. I had so many fucking adhesives that I had this one adhesive that stuck to my fucking skin, and the band-aid wouldn't even fucking come off, and it ripped my skin off, and it made my skin bleed. But since I got these new band-aids right here from CVS, I love these band-aids, but it took me a long time to find the right band-aid. But these are the band-aids that be getting to me when I get my de-roofing. So these are for burns and many other things like cuts and stuff. But this right here, only problem I had with this band-aid that the adhesive, it is really tight. Like it really gets into your skin and it presses it balls up your skin. So if you do any type of movement, because I got a lot of fat under there, so when you do any type of movement, the adhesive is sticking to my skin and it's starting to ball my skin up. So that's why I feel a lot of pain and that's why I get a lot of swelling. But these band-aids don't come off because I used to have these other band-aids. If I put my arm down, the band-aid will pop off. And I had to put like tissue under my underarms and stuff like that. And I will wear like I will be embarrassed because my shirts will get ruined and I have to throw my shirts away and can't wear undershirts. Can't wear a white beater because it's not warm enough to wear one yet. Um, see, these are good. See, this is what it look like on the back. You can't see it, but these bandages right here from CVS, they're really, really good. And I'm getting the same bandages when I get my surgery, but they're going to be like the same size as this box. And I have to keep them on for 48 hours. I can't take a shower with it on. So I can't take a shower for 48 hours. I can wash it by the sink, but I can't wash it for 48 hours. And then I'll be able to take it off and I'll be able to change my own bandage. They say it's not that bad, but they leave the wound open. So the wound is going to be open so it can bleed, so it can heal. But they said after 48 hours, it's probably going to be good because, it will heal a lot faster once it's open. I understand that because they talk about when they do the Achilles, they do the same thing. Sometimes they won't do surgery on the Achilles. They'll let the Achilles hang, and the Achilles will heal itself. If it's not a major tear of the Achilles, it will hang down and it will actually touch the other part of the back of your heel where your Achilles attaches to, and it will heal itself. So that's what I think that they're trying to do. So they're trying not to do, a skin graft because I was going to do a skin graft if I would have did we call it plastic surgery. I use 70% alcohol because this is really good. Uh, Keep these away from your eyes because I accidentally gotten this in my eyes and it burnt the living crap out of my eyes. Um, Open wounds. See, everybody will use peroxide, but I don't know if you can use peroxide on this type of wound. But they said don't use baking soda, don't use the rash cream, Don't use any cream that has, like, I forgot what kind of stuff that has in it, because it will cause it to itch, or actually can cause you to get infected. Um, I usually, wash it, but I don't like washing it. So I usually, if I do wash it, I wash it in the shower. But when you use warm water, that's when it starts leaking bad, because heat makes it come out faster. And people will say, well, don't you want that to happen? I'm like, no, I don't want that to fuck to happen. I'm getting sick and tired of this shit coming out 1,000 miles an hour, and it's running down the back of running on the side of my leg into my pants, and I'm getting blood on my jeans, or getting blood on my sneakers. Like, no, I don't want that shit. I just want this shit to just go away. So, probably they said by the end of April into May, I will have my surgery, and I'm so happy that I'm getting this surgery done, because once I get it done, I will be able to heal. But they said the only thing I have to really worry about is it coming back. And if it comes back, it can come back worse than it already had. And I praying that it doesn't do that. So I'm going to be on a medication that's going to help fight it. So this medication is supposed to be very, very strong, but I don't know. I have to ask the doctor of the we call it the defects of the medication. What do I have any at, like, any problems of getting sick, or getting any rashes or anything like that from medication? Because you just can't be popping medication in people's body, because some people are allergic to certain medications. Like, I've been allergic. I was allergic to Humira. I was allergic to this cream that they gave me that made me itch. I was later Humira was causing me to have sores on my legs. Uh, I was allergic to the antibiotic they gave me. Actually swelled up my throat. So certain medications, they can't just be thrown at you unless they know that you're allergic to, because you don't know you don't know what medications you're allergic to, because you never took any of these medications, and it's new medications that I have taken. I didn't know I was allergic to them, but I was still taking the medication because I had to take it, but it was making me itch. The and it was a steroid. So, um, and I'm hoping that everything goes the way. Like I said, this right here is nothing worse that happened to me when I first got it, because when I went to the emergency room, I was in a lot of pain. I couldn't close my underarms. So I asked the doctor. Well, she wasn't a doctor; she was a nurse, but uh, sh they got me a doctor, and she said, "Well, the only thing I could do is cut it open for you and let it drain." I was like, "Please do that." But the thing I didn't know how they were going to do it. So they put uh the needle in, and they numbed it, but I still felt that shit. Like, because they took the swab tip and they went all into the tunnels. I felt that. I felt everything that she was doing, but I didn't feel the cut. I felt when she was cleaning it, and it hurt like a motherfucker. So I'm thinking about this right here. How it's going to feel when they're cleaning it, or are they cleaning out the tunnels? Because I probably could feel them cleaning out the tunnels, because I don't think they numbed that part. So I'm gonna be feeling that pain. Um, the thing I'm worried about is infections. Like, I don't like dealing with infections. I had infections before. Not a good thing to be going to have, and it really affects your mind. And it's very embarrassing when you have infections. Because my underarms were affected for a little bit. They were s- spewing out this nasty, smelly stuff. Now my groin is something different. Like, I don't have no pain down there in my groin, but I have a hole in my groin probably about this small. Um, it leaks when it wants to. I clean it. I keep it clean down there. Um, Sometimes I get an awful smell. I don't know why. Sometimes I won't get one at all. I clean it with alcohol. Um, Try to put a tissue there to keep it from leaking on my bed, or leaking on my clothes. Because I can't put any type of dressing down there, because it won't stay. Especially because you sweat down there so much. But they do have this thing I'm hoping that they can use, that they put when they put where they put my what do you call it, my pacemaker, my micro pacemaker. They put it through my groin, and they had a little this thing sticking out of my groin, and I'm hoping they could do that with this so it can stop leaking. I don't know they're going to do that, because if I show them that, they're going to probably try to de-roof that, and I don't want them touching my groin at all, because I had hernia surgery and I know how hernia surgery felt after me having that. But I people say I'm selfish. Yeah, I am selfish when it comes to my groin. It's very painful. I had hernia pains down there a lot, so I don't have hernia pains like I used to, but I had a lot of hernia pains, and especially after I had my surgery for having a I had a catheter down there, and I had a we call it down there, and it's not fun. But I'm hoping everybody can write and say if it's because I like to show my pacemaker scars. This is my pacemaker scar right here. Pacemaker scar right here. Pacemaker scar over here too. I mean, I got this one going down here and going across. 7 pacemaker surgeries. In 5 years. Still alive, but I I believe in my own heart that the reason why I have gotten this infection on my right side is from my pacemaker surgery. But the doctors say it's probably not from that. But I believe it was, and because I got in a blood clot on my right side, I believe that was all together. From them giving me that medication to get rid of the blood clot, and me being sick, and me really really getting sick, because I didn't even know I had a blood clot. I'm glad they found that, because if they didn't find that, I wouldn't know how long I would have found out about me having a blood clot. I never had one in my life, um, uh, so it's good that I found out about that, because me having a bad heart is not really good to have a blood clot sitting around in your arm. It was on my right arm, it wasn't in my left arm, so that's really good. Um, so I'm hoping everybody can write down if they have the same issue that I have. Like I said, I want to know what your surgeries were like. How long was your surgeries? How long was your healing process? Have you ever had any recurring problems with the problems under your underarms or groin, whatever you had that area? Because some people get it on their chest, some people get it on their butt, some get it between a butt crack, some people get it on their genitals, some people, women will usually get it on their vagina, men will get it on their penis. When some men, people get it on their ears, their faces, their hands. On their legs, their feet, and their knees, everything. Like it comes. Sometimes it comes in bunches, and that's what I'm hoping, that if I do get a reoccurring one, I hope it's only one, not 5 or 6 of them. Because every time I get a little pimple, I get scared. So like I get a pimple on my leg, on my back, on my hand, I get scared because I'm thinking it's gonna look just like this pretty soon. But if y'all have any like ways to take care of it without using alcohol. You have any type of remedies, just let me know. Um, or just talk about it, if you want to talk about it, or anything that you want to talk about, health problems, whatever, I'm here to listen. So I just want to show people my situation and what I'm going through with my health, and this dealing with these very bad problems in my underarms. Like, I never thought in my life or my wildest dreams I'll be having problems with my underarms, you know. And people thinking like, "Oh, why are you complaining?" Well, won't you do this? Let me give you these things and put it on your underarm. You're going to be complaining too, because they hurt, and they're annoying, and they're nasty, and they're very embarrassing. To have them leak every day, and you're out in public walking around, and your underarm's leaking, and people can see that your underarm is leaking. That's embarrassing. And people will say the most ignorant thing to you when they see a problem with you, because they don't understand the issue that you're going through. So that's the reason why I don't like what I'm going through, because I complain about it, because it's just I never had this problem. So if I had a problem before, it wouldn't matter to me, because I could just deal with it. But this is my first time, and this is not good because it hurts. it hurts, and it's sometimes smell, and sometimes it's just your arms are dry, your arms stick together, your shirt will stick onto your wound. If you have the wrong band-aid, the band-aid will actually pull on it, and we are taking the band-aid off. If you are inside of like a mall or somewhere that you want to change your bandage, you hope that you do it when nobody's in the bathroom, because you don't want nobody to see your underarm leaking shit out of it. It's embarrassing, and it's also sometimes kind of depressing. I try not to be depressed. I try not to have anxiety. I try not to think about it too much. I just laugh it off most of the time, and thinking that it's going to be over soon. I'm going to get my surgery and it's going to be over soon. So if anybody has this problem just like me, like I said, I put the name down in the description box because I forgot the freaking name. It starts with an H. Hepatitis. Let me call it. Sorry, they say hepatitis. I mean to say hepatitis. It starts with H, and once you see it, you'll be okay. That's what it says. Please don't think I said that. I didn't mean to say that because it started with an H. So let me get out of here. Bless to everybody. Keep your head up and take care of yourself. You know, you can't make money dead.